Hey, this is Kira's. I'm trying to learn how to determine recipes for kefir, how to determine how much grains affects the flavor of kefir and things like that. So I've got two bottles of kefir here. I've been doing a series of controlled experiments where I started off with exactly 25 grams of grains and exactly 50 grams of grains. So 25 grams of grains, 50 grams of grains with the exact same amount of milk. And then I let the grains grow, and I measured how much the grains grow every time I cycle the kefir through. And these are preliminary measurements I'm making really fast. They're relatively unimportant, and I do this mostly for redundancy purposes in case I forget to tear the scale or something like that. There's a little bit of noise in the measurements. I know how much these things weigh, but so what I'm going to do is I chart here my when I start things and how much mass I had. So these ones both went in at 1600 yesterday. That means that they've been in for 20 hours and 40 minutes right now, 20 hours and 30 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to filter out the grains. So I'm at 838 right there. You'll notice that I'm using the forbidden metal sieve, and I have found that it works fine, doesn't cause me any problems. I was using plastic ones for quite a while. This one works better. So here we go. Zeroed that. Okay, so now the kefir has gone in, and now I'm just going to treat this for a little while to get all the kefir to run out. I'll be left over with the grains, and we have quite a bit of grains here. It had started off at 50 grams a couple weeks ago. It grew by 9 grams the first day, and then it grew by another 7 grams, and from 66 it jumped all the way to 81. It jumped by 15 grams. And that had to do with the amount of time that the kefir was staying in there. I left that one for 26.5 hours, whereas I often take it out after only 18 hours, something like that. And you can treat these for quite a while. I can even switch hands. Okay, so what I've done is I tared the scale at 0. I have exactly 372 grams of kefir in there right now. I'm reading that off the scale. So my finishing weight here was 372 grams of kefir. That came from 404 grams of milk that I had added. Now I'm at 374. Change that number. All right, take that off. Zero the scale. Let's see, here we go. I'm going to put my grains back into this bottle for my next batch of kefir. So I zero this, and now I'm going to weigh the grains. Know how much grains I put in by weight. I'm going to see how much grains I'm taking out. So from this one process of kefir, so I just dripped a little bit there, I'm at 94 grams of grains. So I began yesterday with 81 grams of grains. I'm leaving with 94 grams of grains, which reflects the growth in the mass of the grains over that 20-hour period. I'm going to write that down, that my period on this one was 20 hours and 40 minutes. My removal time is 12:40 p.m. And now I'm on to my next bottle here. I'm going to stir this first. Look at the consistency. So so much of this data cannot be recorded, things like taste, smell, things that I see sometimes. I'm only recording data like volume, mass, and temperature. So, I've already measured that, and now I need my vessel that I'm going to sieve this into. So now I take, this is where it gets complicated, this one here, zero that, pour this off, lost in translation, I've gone from 374 grams to 364. Now I'm at 363. And 367. Something happened there. Next batch to filter through. Here we go. I'm going to zero this. No. Zero. Ready to go. Okay, good, and the much finer sieve also means that the kefir is less grainy. And my plastic colanders that I was using were allowing more of the fine grain to go